Martin Luther. Italy and Spain were not the only European nations to persecute the Jews throughout history. During the Dark Ages and the centuries that followed, Jews were robbed, tortured, and murdered across. Oh, sorry. Somebody ripped the other pages out of my book, so I can only skip this part. I'm going to fast forward. Sins of the Fathers. This is In Defense of Israel by John Hagg. How 6 million people could be systematically murdered by a German people who were among the world's most advanced societies, he said. I am of the opinion that when for years, for decades, the doctrine is preached that Jews are not even human, such outcome is inevitable. Christians today have difficulty understanding why Jewish people think of Adolf Hitler as a Christian. It's quite simple. The Jews equate Adolf Hitler with being a Christian for the same reason most people think any well-known preacher is a Christian. Most preachers attend and graduate from a Christian school and give dynamic public testimonies that they are Christians. When they preach, they quote the Bible and announce that they are called of God to carry out his mission. Adolf Hitler also attended a Christian school under the tutelage of Padre Bernard Groner. Look him up. I'm not going to find much on him. As a small boy, Hitler told a friend that it was his ardent desire to become a priest. After he had written Mein Kampf, a text of his political and personal philosophy that included his desire to exterminate the Jews, he gave public testimony that I am now, as before, a Catholic and will always remain so. He gave his testimony in December of 1941 when he announced his decision to implement the final solution after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. He ordered that the killing should be done so as humanely as possible. This was this was in line with his conviction that he was observing God's injunction to cleanse the world of vermin. He carried with him the Catholic teaching that the Jew was the killer of God. The extermination, therefore, could be carried out without a twinge of conscience, since he was merely acting as the avenging hand of God. 1,000 years of Christian anti Semitism came into full bloom, and in short order, 1/3 of European Jews were choked to death on Zyklon B gas, a cyanide-based insecticide. That's what they call glycogen today. They put it in our food supply, and it's in your kids' school lunches. If your kids goes to a public school in America, there's the same exact chemical compound as Zyklon B gas is in your kids' lunches, or slaughtered in open pits. Their nude bodies piled in heaps. At the Nuremberg trials, the following testimony was given in answer to questions about what was done to Jewish children at concentration camps. They killed them with their parents, in groups and alone. They killed them in children's homes and hospitals, burying them alive in graves, throwing them into flames, stabbing them with bayonets, poisoning them, conducting experiments upon them, extracting their blood for the use of the German army, throwing them into prison and Gestapo torture chambers and concentration camps, where the children died from hunger, torture, and epidemic diseases. Very frequently, women would hide their children under their clothes. But of course, when we found them, we would send the children in to be exterminated. Mothers, in the throes of childbirth, shared cars with those infected with tuberculosis or venereal disease. Babies, when born, were hurled out of these car windows. At that time, when the greatest number of Jews were exterminated in the gas chambers, an order was issued that the children were to be thrown into crematory ovens, like my mom was, or into the crematory ditches. with previous asphyxiation with gas. The children were thrown in alive. Their cries could be heard all over the camp. So that's from the book by a Christian author. And I remember Hitler was Christian, Catholic, what do you want to call it? Remember, they get the Christians and Catholics. Where did they get their religion from? They got it from the Jews. Now, if you believe in the Bible, if you're, doesn't matter what denomination you are. Hi. If you believe in it, then you're technically Jewish because we all are. We all are Jewish. If you believe in Noah's Ark story, we're all related and we're all Jewish. Yahtzee. Okay, that's have a good night, America. I love you. Go to presidentandrewconvoy.org or presidentuniverse.com. I'd love your donations. I'm the most hated person in America right now. So I love you. I just keep taking punches for you, baby. Love you.